Welcome back to Wheezy MMA. I'm Wheezy. UFC Fight Night Mexico just concluded. Moreno versus Kavanaugh. I'm here to give you my recap. I didn't do very good on this card in my predictions. I went 6 for 7. Um, it hurts to say I haven't had a losing record in I don't know how long. I don't like it. I will do better next time for you guys. I promise. Um, but yeah, UFC Fight Night Mexico just concluded. Uh, it was all right. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't the best card ever. It wasn't a generational card. Um, let's just get straight into the recap here, starting with the early prelim opener of Damian Penis versus Wes Schultz. Penis got it done. Penis is a very good stand-up fighter. Um, he didn't really even hit Wes Schultz clean. He kind of clipped him once, dumped him. Schultz got back up and then kind of clipped him again, dumped him again, and he got back up, and then he kind of hit him more clean on the jaw. Put Schultz away. Schultz doesn't really have a chin. He's more of a grappling guy. That's what he wanted to do, was get in there and grapple. I think Penis could be a problem for the division. He looks kind of small, kind of skinny, in my opinion. He looked more like a middleweight, in my opinion, but I'm sure he will do fine at middleweight. He seems to be competent on the ground. Schultz does have a solid ground game, and yeah, Damian didn't have any problems with that whatsoever. Got it done. TKO, first round. It's pretty solid. Next up, we have Francis Marshall versus Eric Silva. Francis got this one done. I chose him by TKO. He got this one done sub. He did eat a pretty solid wheel kick, kind of off rip in the first round there, and I got pretty worried, but he was able to kind of it didn't really affect him too much. He was able to get Eric Silva down. I think he shot like a blast double. It might have just been a regular double leg that he lifted and threw him down, and then subbed him. Solid job by Francis. Eric Silva's old. I'd like to see Marshall fight a little bit better competition in his next fight. But I chose him to get it done. He got it done. Next up. This was a banger of a fight. Alright. I got it wrong. I chose Karakate to get this one done. She was on a full camp. Regina was training for a Muay Thai fight, I guess, and then got the call on 3 weeks or 3 days notice, allegedly. It was catch weight, but yeah, very, very entertaining fight. These guys were just throwing bombs the entire time. Regina got this one done. It was a solid fight. I mean, not a whole lot to say. Rahina got this one done. She's a baddie for sure. I'm excited to see her fight again. Next up, Douglas Silva de Andrade versus Javier Reyes. Reyes got this one done. let's see, in my notes. It's Douglas was um protesting the stoppage. I think it was a good stoppage. Reyes was just kind of wailing on him, and Herb Dean gave Douglas more than enough time to protect himself, to fight back, to do something, and he didn't do anything. He was just eating shot after shot. So I have no issue with that stoppage. Um, earlier in the round, uh, he did drop Reyes, and then Reyes dropped him back, and then kind of just dominated him on the ground from there. Pretty nasty ground and pound. It's pretty solid ground and pounds there. But yeah, Javier chose him to get this one done. He got it done. First round, right at the buzzer. 1 second left. Like I said, Douglas kind of was protesting the stoppage, but he should have done something in the fight to last to the second round. Next up, we have Christian Quinones versus Chris Moutinho. I chose Moutinho to get it done. I thought he might get it done with that heel hook right there at the very end. But, I mean, other than that, he pretty well got dominated in the fight. On the ground, in the stand up, he pretty well got beat up. Uh, yeah, I mean, not a lot to say about this fight. It wasn't the most entertaining scrap to watch, but good job to Christian. Got this one done. Next up, we have Aylin Perez versus Macy Chiasson. Aylin got this one done by decision. She kind of shit the bed in the first round there. Um, Macy had her back for like 3 minutes or something like that, two and a half, 3 minutes, and uh, had her in some very kind of not good positions. Not necessarily like, oh, she's getting subbed, but she was very close to getting subbed in the first round. And then after that, I mean, she kind of figured it out. The ref was smoking crack, standing them up though in this fight. This is the fight where, I mean, she got her down. I think she had like a half Nelson, or she was in half guard, kind of like this on the side ish, and she was punching her in the gut, hitting her, and the ref's like fight, and then stood them up after 10 seconds maybe, and yeah, the ref was smoking crack on that one, but a solid performance by Aylin in the second and third round. The post fight celebration was very nice. Shout out to her for doing that. Super cool. Um, but yeah, on to the next. We got Ryan Gondra versus Jose Medina. Um, I chose Jose to get this one done. I thought maybe if I thought it was gonna be a fraud check. I didn't think Gondra was gonna be able to just do that to UFC opponents. Um, but I also thought that if Medina could have kind of weathered the storm a little bit, had a little bit better defense, and weathered the storm, I think he might have gassed Gondra out while he was chasing the finish there. But he didn't. He went down. Let's see on my notes here. Yeah, yeah, just pretty well got knocked out. He also protested the stoppage, but I mean he got clipped twice fairly clean and fell forward. Um, normally when you fall forward, it's not a good thing. So I have no issues with that stoppage. That's the prelims. On to the main card. Santiago Luna versus Angel Pacheco. Pacheco's super tough. He is a very tough human being, but Luna got this one done. Um, he was just better on the feet, and when it did come to the wrestling, he showed that he was much better at wrestling than Pacheco was. Um, on the feet, he was just kind of piecing him up. He was. It looked like he was much more comfortable just in the fight itself. Angel kind of looked like he was still had jitters out there, kind of. But yeah, not a whole lot to say about this one. It was an all right fight. Um, on to the next. We got Imanol Rodriguez versus Kevin Borjas. I chose Borjas to get this one done, and he did not. He could have, though. He definitely 100% could have. And he fumbled the TKO in the first round, I believe. Yeah. And he just couldn't finish him. He dropped Imanol and then kind of just followed him up, dropped him a couple more times, once or twice more, and then Imanol ended up, surviving, and making it to the second round. And in the second round, he ended up getting the TKO against Kevin Borjas. Kind of a big right hand that clipped Borjas kind of right on the top of the head there, and he kind of just sat down and accepted that he was done fighting. So that's kind of disappointing. I would have liked to see Borjas get the finish early there. Obviously, I chose him to win, but good job to Imanol. Showed he had good heart. I think he trains for Daniel Cormier at the Cormier Academy there. But yeah, good job to Imanol. Got this one done by TKO in the second round. Next up, we got Edgar Chairez versus Felipe Bunez. Um, Most of the first round, Bunez had his back. But in my opinion, second round and third round were fairly clear for Chairez. So I don't believe this is a robbery. I've been seeing a few people online saying, "Oh, this is a robbery. This is a robbery," but I feel like Edgar won this fight 2-1. Yeah, it was a close fight for sure. Uh, but I don't think it was a robbery. Split decision. Obviously, it was close, but yeah, I chose Edgar to get this one done. He also kind of shit the bed in the first round, and then he pulled it together, figured it out in the second and third, and got it done. Split decision. Next up, we have Daniel Zellhuber versus Bobby Green. I am not going to call you King. That's weird. Your name is Bobby to me. He got this one done. A little bit of a late stoppage, but that's the way she goes. It's how she goes. Um, yeah, first round. What are you doing, Bobby? Why are you doing all that? What's going on? I mean, I get it. You're stunting on him. You're emoting on this guy, but you just fight him. You probably could have finished it. You probably could have done this in the first round if you weren't just sitting there doing all the dancing and having your hands all low and doing the regular Bobby Green hood fight style. But yeah, got this one done. KO. Late second round. Little bit of a late stoppage, but that's how she goes. Zellhuber was given time to recover, and he did not. Excuse me. Next up, we have Chito Vera versus David Martinez. Chito did not do anything in this fight to try and win it. I think he could have won this fight. I definitely think he could have won this fight. But he just, I mean, he didn't do anything to try and win it. Yeah, I mean, I just don't really know what to say about this fight other than Chito didn't even try to win. Good fight by David. It kind of looked like he might have started gassing out a little bit. If this was a 5-round fight, it might have been a different outcome. But it wasn't a 5-round fight. It was a 3-round fight. Chito knew it was a 3-round fight. Maybe turn it up a little bit more before the 30 seconds in the third round. You know. Good fight by David, though. I mean, it was an alright fight. Good fight by David. He got this one done. But yeah, on to the main event. If Mexico City starts burning, don't be surprised. All right. Loney pieced up Moreno all fight. The numbers look very close, but the fight did not look close. I felt it was a Loney win very clearly. Yeah, I mean, the leg kicks, man. The leg kicks were crazy. Just chewed the shit out of chewed the shit out of Brandon Moreno's lead leg. Yeah, got this one done by the decision. I mean, nothing to write home about, really. It was an alright fight, but it's probably not going to stick in the memory for too long. You know what I mean? Loney is a solid fighter. He is definitely up there. Gonna be if he doesn't fight for the belt in his next 2 or 3 fights, I would be very surprised. I'd like to see him get probably 2 more fights before a belt, but you know, I wouldn't be surprised with really anything in the flyweight division right now. But yeah, Brandon Moreno, I mean, he just got pieced up on the feet. He wasn't able to get him down. I think that was the big thing he was missing. If he could have gotten Kavanaugh down, that would have been the difference maker. But he couldn't. Best he could do was get him up along the fence and then knee his thighs and knee the inside of his knee. Yeah, that was the majority of Moreno's offense, was just kneeing his thighs and kneeing his legs up against the fence while kind of having him in this clinch body lock position. And not the most exciting fight, you know. I would not be surprised if Mexico City has a few fires start tonight. Um, it's the way she goes, though. Uh, but yeah, I mean, overall, it was an alright card. Nothing super exciting other than the Regina and Ernesta fight on the prelims there. That was a sick fight. That was a banger of a fight. Um, for a women's MMA fight to have 250 punches landed, that's pretty solid. Um, yeah, I mean the numbers the numbers got kind of go crazy. They're very close. Wow. But also, if you just look at the numbers, they're very close. They're tied first round, second round, one more for Ernesta, and then one more for Ernesta. But almost all of Regina's punches, almost all of her strikes were significant. Almost all of them were thrown with the intention of trying to end the fight. And there was a lot more pitter patter happening with Ernesta. But I mean, it was a solid fight on both sides. Great scrap. I think both of these two have a good future in the UFC going forward. I'd like to see Regina versus I'm not even sure. Not gonna go any further. But yeah, I mean that was UFC Mexico, UFC Fight Night Mexico. Next up, we have Max and Charles. So I mean that's gonna be a great fight. I'll have predictions for that one coming out this week. Um, but yeah, UFC Fight Night Mexico. Uh, it was definitely one of the UFC cards of all time, for sure. This has been Wheezy MMA. I'm Wheezy, and I'm out. Have a good one.